Greetings, all of you sweet, sweet honeybees out there in the hive. Welcome to Humans in Bloom, a podcast about the human experience by the Electric Honeypot Project. Life is a community garden, and we are the flowers. It's time for us to get our hands dirty, plant some seeds, water ideas, and share our gardening tips. Let's grow together. I am your magical host, Everbee, the serious bee spirit, and I am so very grateful that you are joining me today for another fearless conversation to help expand our perspectives and create genuine human connection. When I released my last episode regarding AI in the art world, I also shared a short TikTok about how I was scared to post that episode due to how hateful other humans can be. My TikTok had a little message from the universe encouraging me to throw that fear into the garbage. Naturally, people attacked me without listening to the episode, asking questions, or trying to understand where I was coming from. I got called a class traitor. I was told I hate other human beings and the environment. My appearance was insulted. My intelligence was insulted. People told me I am the worst and that they hope I fail at the things I do. I knew it would happen. Humans are very predictable, which is why our worldly governments and elitists have been able to easily manipulate us into their systems to gain power and control. I want to continue the conversation about AI because there is something deeper going on that not many people are talking about. Many minds just aren't quite swimming at that depth yet, or they are scared to speak up because of the backlash from the herd. If you are offended by that, ask yourself why. It is not meant as an insult to observe and point out the obvious. It is evident with the way people react to other perspectives and assume someone must be a horrible person for not choosing to see everything in black and white thinking. Life is nothing but gray area, full of nuance and up for interpretation. Here's the truth. This is our collective shadow we are refusing to face. I get it. People are scared of uncertainty. When people are scared, they become angry to fight for survival, just like any other animal. We are meant to evolve beyond those basic levels of consciousness. If we want the world to be a better place, we have to stop being such an extreme species. Extreme thoughts lead to reactions, not responses. For every reaction, without listening, thinking, and consideration, there is an equal consequence for it. It creates chaos. It is how our world has gotten to this point to begin with. We are not being mindful of what we are contributing to and creating ourselves as individuals while passing the blame around to everyone and everything outside of ourselves. We choose to give away our personal power. The demonization of AI technology is just the newest way for the human ego to escape accountability for the problems it has created. We can blame AI, our governments, and the billionaires all we want, but it does not make us average people any less complicit in any of it. Humanity is a collective, whether we view ourselves as one or not. The environment was suffering for our convenience, materialism, and greed long before AI ever existed. Artists were struggling to support themselves with their art and giving up on it before AI. Television, video games, and social media were rotting people's brains before AI. People were seeking connections through things like paying for sex, chat rooms, and dating apps before AI. People were ending their lives before AI. What is the one thing all of these issues have in common? Humans. We are the root cause behind all of it and refuse to hold ourselves accountable for the bullshit we are creating. Let's get deeper into each issue. The environment. We suddenly want to care about the environment now that we see the problems that already existed happening at a quicker rate thanks to AI showing it to us. What do we do with this new awareness? What we do best, of course. We pass the blame around like a game of hot potato. We get on the internet, which is integrated with AI. Then we use apps that are integrated with AI to attack other humans on those apps. We blame them for destroying the environment without first checking our own house. It makes us feel like we are virtuous, righteously fighting for something that matters. Meanwhile, we're supporting the same systems we criticize as we do it. It goes even deeper than that. Rather than growing our own food or buying from local farmers, we rely on a corporate system that exploits the farmers, the consumers, and the environment to make convenience and cheap prices possible. Many people don't know how to forage or grow their own food after generations of us allowing ourselves to become domesticated cattle within a system. Now, we are scared of food shortages from rising costs of living, gas prices, crop diseases as a result of mass production, animal diseases as a result of factory farming, water shortages from numerous sources, and human accelerated climate change. Blame the systems all we want, but we have all been complicit in it. We allowed it to happen. We gave up self sufficiency and supporting our communities for money and convenience. We didn't start caring until the problems became impossible to ignore. Even as we say that we care more, we are still playing the blame game and doing the same things. We drive cars that pollute the air. We use aerosols that pollute the air and disrupt our endocrine system. We use chemical products. We buy disposable, short term use products with the mentality that everything is replaceable, while ignoring the fact that that's the same mentality that is killing the things that aren't replaceable, like our air, water, and lives. How many people use paper plates and plastic utensils just because they don't want to be bothered to wash a dish? We wash our clothes in washing machines, our dishes in dishwashers, take long showers or baths for pleasure, use toilets, and leave the water running as we do anything at our sinks. We leave the lights and fans on for comfort, even when they aren't necessary or even being used. We spend hours on electronics that use power rather than spending time outside. We drive cars short distances rather than walking or riding a bike. Yes, some of these things are more efficient waste-wise than the old-fashioned way, but I want you to consider all of the times you have done something unnecessary or wasteful mindlessly just for your personal convenience or pleasure. All of these things add up, especially when we are doing them while telling ourselves, I'm just one person, it doesn't make a difference. When we as individuals do not consider our personal impact and just blame the corporations and the government, our actions and behaviors become worldwide problems. Think of it like tossing a small pebble into a still pond. It sends out tiny little ripples that grow across the entire pond. If we cannot hold ourselves accountable as individuals, are we not hypocrites to demand these systems and others to be accountable and responsible for their behaviors and actions? You cannot demand change from the world outside of you if you are not willing to change yourself first. Now let's talk about art. This was the big thing my last episode covered, but I want to approach it from a different angle with a little more personal experience as an artist that does do most of my creating without the use of AI. Everyone wants to talk about stealing from artists, with the main conversation revolving around things like monetary compensation for artists and credit for their art being used, even when what is produced is something entirely new. Firstly, I want to say that nothing is new under the sun. Humans have been copying each other for as long as we have existed. It is the ego that wants to claim ownership so that it can feel special. If you feel AI couldn't compete with your art, why are you so threatened by it? I have had humans copy my style of art and ideas. It really bothered me until I explored myself deeper to understand why. I realized it was my ego wanting to be validated so I could feel worthy and special. I felt insecure about the idea someone could profit off of my idea, but I'm going to explore this further in just a moment. It was a survival response to feel bothered by it. I realized that I have always been those things, regardless if I receive outside validation, and came to see that by someone copying me, they were validating that there is something special about the way I think and create. What's the phrase? Imitation is the highest form of flattery. They can copy, but it will never be what I can do. So why should I feel threatened by it? I'm secure in myself. They are actually giving me more power energetically through imitation rather than me giving away my power to them by being upset about it. I have even considered using ideas others have told me about that they never brought to life, but ultimately I decided not to for the same energetic reasons. I don't want to get too deep into the conversation of stealing and not crediting because that is something I explored in the previous episode talking about the music industry. I want to focus on the industry and the deeper issues at hand that created the very issues people are complaining about before AI ever existed. We are claiming AI is making it harder for artists to be recognized and survive. Meanwhile, that has always been the case in our modern world. No one cared until AI highlighted the importance of art within humanity. In fact, many people told artists to get real jobs. People have been making clothes, jewelry, artwork, music, and so much more this entire time, but others have not valued their craft. People lowball artists and criticize prices without considering the time, energy, and materials used to create. People have gone online or to major retailers because they can get things quicker and cheaper there. This has put local businesses out of business and allowed corporations to grow and gain near full control of the market. Now, those cheap prices are skyrocketing because that's mostly what we have. Those same people are complaining about the cost when they gave all this power to the corporations in the first place. We're all complaining about the billionaires, but we created the billionaires by supporting what they're doing. We buy their cheap products. We go to their stores. We work their jobs even while they pay us garbage and exploit our labor. Speaking of work and pay, people are complaining about AI taking their jobs. Meanwhile, I'm over here without a typical job asking, why do we have to work meaningless jobs just to live anyway? Why should I have to put in a 40-plus hour work week at McDonald's to serve a GMO toxic fake food product to another rat on a wheel just so a CEO can make millions while I pay outrageous bills and barely survive? That job isn't needed. That product isn't needed. Bills aren't real. You know what is real and what is needed? Community, sustainability, healthy, locally grown food, fun, music, art. Why can't work be something meaningful to our society that is actually necessary for our survival, rather than something that keeps us miserable, controlled, and drained of the time and energy we need to do things that bring real fulfillment into our lives? Artists are people who know how important creation is to our soul. Our systems that we comply to crush that spirit within us. I am one of these people. I am a writer, a painter, a drawer, a photographer, and have been teaching myself video editing to make content. For a very long time, I gave up on my art because I wasn't making money from creating. I believed I had to work these meaningless jobs to afford to live. I didn't question it, and it killed not only my motivation, but my imagination. I lost my will to live and spent every day slowly poisoning myself through screens, the food I ate, the substances I put into my body, and so much more. These days, I am very fortunate I have a good support system that has allowed me time and space to heal and reconnect to the creator within me. I would be on the street without the help of the only person that has consistently been a source of support since I lost my mom at the hands of someone else. Ever since her death, I have realized just how meaningless so many of the things we settle for truly are. It has been nearly impossible to maintain a job for more than a few months because it just crushes my soul to do it. So, I have focused on my artistic expression. As I have been creating again, I have been sharing on social media with the hope I can find a way to support myself. I have seen tremendous growth within myself, but it hasn't quite reflected in my material world. My support and visibility is small. My views are low. My watch time as a long form content creator is even lower. I am bearing the depth of my soul rather than treading the surface to meet the expectations of what society expects me to be to receive attention. Sometimes the little devil in my ear tells me I should give up, that what I am good at isn't good enough for the world. No one cares. I can't afford good paint. I can't afford a better laptop, recording equipment, or a studio. I can't afford to pay people to help me with the many ideas I have. I can't pay for marketing. At the rate things have been going, I can't afford the standard maintenance my car needs as my tires are balding. My oil change is past due. My windshield wipers barely work, and my car feels like it could fall apart anytime I hit uneven surfaces on the road. I can't afford gas to go to my favorite hiking spots to recharge. My dogs need more vet care as they get older, but I'm struggling to afford even their routine visits now. The coating is coming off the lenses of my glasses I have had for over 3 years now, but I don't have eye insurance. I couldn't afford the copay or the new lenses and frames even if I did. Don't get me started on dental. If I express how I am struggling, I am accused of just wanting a handout by people that don't understand the time, energy, and effort I have put into my healing and my art. People will tell me I have done it to myself by not getting a job, but which is it? Humans and their well being and art are valuable in this world? Or is capitalism what's valuable? Is AI really what is taking my livelihood from me? Or is it these systems that we continue to participate in? Why should I have to sacrifice my soul to survive? Why should any of us have to sacrifice ourselves for the sake of money? During the moments I feel unworthy and like my art feels pointless, I remind myself that is part of the trap of these systems. They want us in a constant state of competition with one another. Art isn't really about the numbers game, outside validation, financial gain, or fame. It is about expression of the soul. I keep creating even when I don't meet capitalism's or society's idea of success because it is what speaks to my soul like nothing else. I focus on my art because I would rather be dead than be an exhausted rat on an endless wheel like I used to be. Am I really so stupid for dreaming of something bigger and better for humanity than what we have now? Why do we have to live in a world where the purpose of our existence and our art is to make money, become famous, or be remembered? All of these things are part of an ego trap that capitalism and the patriarchy rely on to survive. Our souls are the final frontier, and we are allowing them to be colonized. Why can't we just live and create because the human spirit calls us to create? Why can't we share when there is more than enough to go around? Why does our world have to be ruled by monetary currency when the true currency of the universe is our time, energy, love, and support of one another? Speaking of love and support, that brings me to the next point I want to make. We are complaining about people having conversations with AI, but we aren't asking ourselves why humans feel like they have to turn to AI when other humans exist. Just look at the way we judge and speak to each other. AI validates and supports, for better or for worse, while many humans just rip each other apart in comment sections. Even our own families may speak down to us. Many of us carry trauma and are scared to connect to other humans for fear of how we may be harmed again. The current AI models don't typically guilt and shame us for our thoughts and feelings. Even when it criticizes, it is constructive and hopeful. The more online our society became, the crueler we became as a species. Interacting with other human beings through a screen versus speaking to each other in person has diminished our empathy and ability to listen, respond rationally, and genuinely connect with one another. This problem was already evolving before AI existed. Ever since the birth of the internet, it has been a place where many humans have come to express the worst parts of themselves while hiding behind anonymity. When humans are so awful to each other, it makes sense why some people turn to AI when they feel alone. The rate in which humans are deciding to opt out of their lives is rising. It isn't because of AI, it is because of the state our humanity is in. The way we use technology isn't only destroying our empathy and our emotional intelligence, we call it brain rot. It too was a growing problem before AI. It just grows more rapidly as the technology grows. The zombification of humanity has been underway since we decided sitting down in front of a screen regularly was a good way to spend our time. We traded crafting, skillful hobbies, reflection in nature, time interacting with friends face to face, and reading books with watching movies, TV, playing video games, social media, and doom scrolling. Did you know that less than 50% of the American population reads at under a sixth grade level? 20% are illiterate, reading below a fifth grade level. The issue has just been evolving over time. We notice it now because the impact is happening so rapidly, we can't ignore it. Like many other things, you stuff so much into your closet before it spills out into the open floor where you can't ignore it anymore. In a way, AI is actually a blessing because it is providing us this opportunity to pull back the veil. We are at this great precipice where we can decide if we want to continue down the path of self destruction we are currently on, or be honest with ourselves that the way we have approached our existence is not working. We can choose to take a leap of faith into the unknown. I know a world where nature and technology can coexist, where we are stewards of both, where the technology we discover is used to solve the problems we have already created and make life worth living again. Imagine a world where we took care of our communities, where your value as a human being is not based upon the numbers of productivity or dollars to your name, but based on your presence within your local community. A world where we are all in service to the greater good of the collective healing rather than serving our individual egos. Imagine a world where we used our technology to clean the air, water, and planet. Electricity is free and infinitely renewable. Tech companies give back to the environment more than they take. While you have been focused on the destruction, did you know that Microsoft has already pledged to be water positive by 2030? Our minds are the most powerful tools of creation or weapons of mass destruction. How are we using them right now? What kind of future are we giving power to by the things we think, feel, and speak? Our intentions are more powerful in numbers. I know we could turn things around if we just changed the way we perceive the world. It takes more than just me knowing. For better or for worse, we are in this together. We have to make the decision to choose something different together. The worst that could happen is we fail, but we are already failing. What if we choose something new? What if we succeed? What if we create a new earth? Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to today's episode of Humans in Bloom. I do understand how valuable your time and energy are, and I am so grateful that you have spent them here with me. I do put a lot of time, energy, and effort into everything that I write, hoping that it creates a spark within those that listen. I want my creations to be a mutual exchange of give and receive. Easy ways that you can help support the growth of my project, my artistry, and my career are to interact with my content. Likes, comments, shares, subscribes, follows. These are all simple, easy ways to help me out that do not cost you a thing. Links to tip me for my work are included in the description box. Tips are always appreciated because they do really help me out as a struggling artist, but they are never expected. I am so very grateful for every person that I have met along my journey that has helped to inspire and motivate me to keep going forward. While I have put a lot of hard work into my own personal development, my project would not be growing in the ways that it is without your care and support. This community that we are building together isn't just about me. This is about all of us. We're in this together. To join the conversation and be a featured guest on the Humans in Bloom podcast, be sure to check out my website, electrichoneypotproject.com, and submit a contact form found at the bottom of the webpage. I would love to hear from you. As always, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, night, week, month, year, and life. Remember to be curious, question everything, but trust yourself. Most of all, stay sweet, honeybee. Sting when it counts.
Bought a one-way ticket on a hero's journey, awakened on earth. Yes, I am back again. forging my path to ascension. My mind greater than any weapon.